the Sangha great virtues. For the sake of this assembly and all living beings, please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức thắng thịnh, vì thứ pháp hội cập nhất thiết chúng sanh, tịnh chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn. Như há liêu sanh thoát tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tốc chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Saranto Suchedo Ye Alahudi San Miao San Puto Xie. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Tô Già Đa Gia A La Ha Đề Tam Miệu Tam Bồ Đà Tọa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian wan jie nan zao yu. 我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。All Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Ching Liang, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大师、师父上人、各位持者人、各位上智sư, Emitofuo. Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Thanh Lương Đại sư Hòa Thượng Tiến Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Okay, hello everyone. Today is the 29th of March, 2022. We're here in Dharma Treasury, our first sutra lecture on the Avatamsaka Sutra. We're on chapter 1, slide 110. Thank you all for coming. Okay, we're talking about, this chapter is about the world rulers, the people who oversee our worlds throughout the universe. And they were gathered to listen to the Buddha's talk or sermons on the Avatamsaka Sutra. And many of them came, and right now we look at the next group in the hierarchy of things of importance, the spirits. And now we have the 12th group of the spirits, the ocean-ruling spirits. All right, 111. Moreover, there were countless ocean-ruling spirits.
复有无量诸海神.
Okay, they rule over the oceans, and of course they're more powerful. They wield more power than the rivers because of the obvious difference in the size and geography contained. 113. Specifically, there were ocean ruling spirit manifesting jewel lights.
所谓出现宝光诸海神.
Okay, 114. See, ocean ruling spirit. You see, the oceans are ruled by these invisible beings called spirits. Spirits are yang beings, you will. So they're there. You become a spirit because your purpose is to do good, to make good things happen in the world. And this ocean, the ruler, the one that has wields a lot of influence over the other ocean ruling spirits, is called the ocean ruling spirit manifesting through light. So he emits light. 115. Ocean ruling spirit accomplished Vajra banner.
乘金刚床主海神。
This 116. This ruling spirit here has a virtue that comes from the accomplished, indestructible, and outstanding state of his wisdom, and therefore it's like a Vajra banner. And so this spirit here is propagating the Dharma by establishing itself as the Vajra Dharma. Okay. 117. Ocean ruling spirit far removed from defilement.
远程离垢主海神。
Okay, this spirit here, ruling spirit here, got there by being apart from all kinds of dusts and defilement. Dust, there are 5 kinds of dust. What are the dust? Dust is a Buddhist term, and that means that when the sense organs you have, we all have 6 sense organs: the eyes organ, the ear organ, the nose organ, the tongue organ, and what else? The body organ. Those are the 5 organs that provide us with the contact with the exterior world. And the contact with the exterior world come to us in the forms of the eye sees sights or forms. The ear hears sounds. So sounds are the object of our sense organs. So each of these objects are called dust because they are dust because they cover up our Buddha nature. That's the nature of our existence, is that we are constantly coming into contact with the exterior world in the forms of sight, sound, smells, tastes, objects of touch, and so forth. And those external things defile us. They cover up our Buddha nature and make us confused. And in particular, the 6th sense organ is the mind. And that's the thing that processes all these, the other 5 dusts, as well as it will tackle the mental constructs as well, your thoughts, your understanding, so forth. That also creates confusion from this external thing, things that came from the outside called Dharma. Anything that the mind can conceive of is called Dharma. Okay, so you see, intrinsically, our being alive is associated with being defiled by the external environment. So we constantly bombarded 24 hours a day with all these dusts, all right? And the difference between this Vajra ruling spirit, this ocean ruling spirit, is that this spirit here is not defiled at all by the 6 dusts. Okay, so that requires a certain level of samadhi level and a certain level of wisdom as well. Okay, and so this is why you engage in your spiritual practice. And when your spiritual practice is designed to help you build samadhi, concentration, so that you're able to focus on an object at the exclusion of all else. So far, so good. So that means it makes you impervious to the external does, okay, except that one thing. Okay, so that's why samadhi is very important. And once you're able to focus on one thing right there, you're able to exclude everything else, empty your mind, and focus on one thing, okay? What happens is something miraculous happens, is that your wisdom unfolds. You're able, unfolding, this is a technical jargon in Buddhism, wisdom unfolding, meaning you're able to access the wisdom from your Buddha nature, your inherent wisdom, okay? And so you have the wisdom already. What happens, the dust agitate our minds, so therefore we are confused, okay? And we cannot have access to our inherent wisdom. So in order to reverse the process, we need to be able to concentrate, okay, and not allow our mind to be distracted by other things, by all the dusts, okay? So single-mindedly focus on one thing. You see, this is the difference between Mahayana meditation, Hinayana meditation as they practice it. Hinayana meditation talk about mindfulness, it's real popular. You're mindful of your breath. You're mindful of your smile. You're mindful of the food you're chewing 25 times, okay? Or you practice kindness. You practice compassion, like the famous Tibetan teachers would like to promote, okay? How does it help with unfolding your wisdom? Just because you are mindful of the rose, of the sunset, okay? How does it help you become shielded from the dust? You see, so inherently, the training, the method itself, okay, does not give you access to your wisdom. Any problems, any questions? Fundamentally, it will not be able to give you access to your wisdom. Yes, one. Yes, five.
Yeah. A Di Đà Phật, thưa Thầy, nếu mà như Thầy nói như vậy thì làm sao người ta có thể đạt được cái A-la-hán quả, thưa Thầy? Nếu mà bên Hinayana.
So how do they reach fourth-stage rahatship? By contemplating decaying corpses. Try that. It really works. It works very, very well. I remember when I was a novice and I went to Canada to assist the abbot of the Avatamsaka monastery. And a disciple of Master YongHua for 17 years at the time. He's one of the senior executive members. So I asked him, what is meditation, and what do you learn about meditation from great Master YongHua? And you know what he said? Being a senior member, a trainer of mine, he says, I find that the contemplation of the 9 impurities of the Buddha's teaching is extremely useful. Okay, so I go through the 9 impurities. You sit there and you contemplate after you die. Okay, what happens after a while? The body bloats up. Okay, and then it becomes black and blue, and it swells up. Okay, and then eventually, some stages you see a worm coming out, punching a hole through your skin and crawling it out. And blood oozes out, and pus and everything else. He says it really helps me a lot. That's how tough it was for me to learn meditation from these experts. Okay, and that's because it baffles me on how the so-called the Chan adepts don't even understand the process of meditation. Why? What are we doing when we give you training in meditation? It's not about smiling. It's not about feeling good. It's not about peace and bliss. Okay? Those are secondary things that can happen to you naturally. It's never the goal. Does it make sense? And that's why I'm baffled by all the instructions, okay, that volumes of books on meditation are available out there in the bookstores. I used to go to Borders, okay, and being poor, I didn't have money to buy the books. And Borders back then, you know, the Borders bookstore chain, okay, the biggest bookstore chain. So they have, you know, rows upon rows of books on meditations. I would sit there and read one book after another. By monks, by lamas, by PhD experts, by therapists, by disciples of the Dalai Lama and so forth. I read them all. And I was just as confused as the authors. It sounded good, you know, the writing is very good, but it didn't tell me any clues on how to meditate better. Because no one really understands what meditation is about and what's the purpose and what is our job when we teach you meditation. You too.
Master, this is from Diego. Emitofuo, Master. I was speaking with a friend and he was talking about guns and self-defense. I said to him that I'm a pacifist, that I don't look for trouble, and if someone wants to hurt me, I would take it and try to alleviate his burden by being the one taking the loss. Then he replied to me that what am I going to do if someone hits or threatens my family, wife, or daughter? I didn't really know how to answer to that. I recognize myself being attached to my family. What should I do in that case if it ever happens?
Throw your body in your family, like the Ukrainians. Okay? What do? When the bomb comes over, okay, you throw yourself on your children to shield them the best you can. That's how it is. Okay? Yeah. All right. Does that answer the question? All right. So you understand the process. We fundamentally are constantly distracted by sirens, okay, and by lights, by sounds, by lights, fireworks, okay, by music and so forth, okay. And so by iPhones, constantly chiming us. He said, hey, I just sounds like there's a knock on your door. Would you like to go check it? Even our iPhones now are so advanced, it reminds us, So we are constantly bombarded. And that's why this is fundamentally what happens to all of us. We are overwhelmed by data. Okay, so what do? Okay, it's a nature. We have all these sense organs. Therefore, we gather. The sense organs are supposed to gather data. And that's called dust. Because these data are undesirable to our Buddha nature. They defile our Buddha nature. Okay, that's why they're called dust. So far, so good. Go ahead, Wait Mountain.
I have a follow-up question from Diego. What about what a Buddhist should do, for example, if you do have the means to defend your family at that point? Let's say it's a knife and you have a gun or whatever. Would the Buddhist still defend the family at that case when you do have the upper hand to defend someone?
Buddhists? Are you asking about us Buddhists?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Just Buddhists, not non-Buddhists?
Well, as a non-Buddhist, I will defend the family.
You defend the family. You kill someone, right?
Yeah, no problem.
You will detonate yourself. You Muslim, right?
No, this not go that far.
So what do? What do we Buddhists do? I would defer to the old monk. Somebody wake him up. He's in samadhi, you can tell. Master Abbot. What would you do when someone tries to kill your family? And you have no guns. You have no bomb to detonate yourself with. You cannot push a button that says self-destruct. It struck the entire world. That's start a nuclear war. Because if I don't live, you guys don't get to live either. What do? Huh? He has the answer, but we have to teach our non-Buddhist.
Với Đạo Phật, đối với kinh nghiệm của con á, trong cái phẩm Hổ Môn á, những cái lúc mà không thể nào giải quyết nổi, thì niệm danh hiệu Bồ Tát Quan Thế Âm.
Excellent. Let me translate for him. Did you understand that? I told you, Vietnamese is a language of wisdom, not Portuguese. When are you going to wake up to that? Okay? I want to send someone over to Portugal, Lisbon, and teach you Vietnamese and Chan at the same time. We colonize, we call it Vietnam Mission. And we do some fundraising for that. So he says, the thing that came to mind immediately, he says, the Universal Law chapter has an antidote for that, has an answer for that, yes? Which is?
Tức là chúng ta nhất tâm bỏ hết những cái suy nghĩ sợ hãi khác và niệm Nam Mô Quan Thế Âm Bồ Tát.
Did you get that? It sounds familiar, right? Yeah, the Vietnamese sound familiar. So he says, Daniel, when you're facing that situation, you have no means to defend yourself, okay, recite Nam Mô Ave Maria. The Catholic Daniel, who else? We need to. Our answers are always paraphrased to accommodate the listeners. Okay. Is that a sleeping bag or the new style? What's that you call that? Huh? Pillow. Yeah. I haven't had philo for the last 2 weeks. I forgot even what it looks like. Okay? So the point, Daniel, is that you have a superior being there in your faith called Mother Mary. So when you guys are in trouble, please call on to Mother Mary for help. And it's going to work for you beautifully. All right, Way Mountain Temple. Do you still have a question, or that's it?
Yeah, I kind of do. I mean, as a comment, that's a very beautiful, wonderful comment. It's kind of hard to argue against that.
Praise the Lord.
Yeah, praise the Lord too.
There you go.
But my question is mostly like, for example, kind of hard to say about anything about that. Like, for example, let's say that, would you let your family be hurt and still not defend yourself or defend your family, or would you still just let it go and let the person do whatever he wants to do? Or if you do have the means to defend your family or something, will you still defend it?
That's a real good question. Wait until we translate into Vietnamese first, then we get back to you on this. Okay, it's a real good question. What do? If suppose we have no means, what he's worried about is that he's concerned about, what if I have no means to kill someone or defend my family? Okay? Do I let it happen? Should I be content with that or what? Okay? What would you do? Remember, we have our Catholic friend here who needs to be persuaded that Buddhism is superior. Huh? Superior Buddhist knowledge, okay, about their religions. Anyone? What do you do? Okay, my good Catholic friend. What you don't understand, that's the difference between the Buddhists and the Catholics, okay? Your Catholic equivalent is Mother Mary. In our Buddhist, on our Buddhist side, we don't pray to Mother Mary. We pray to the old monk abbot. The old abbot says, Wanyin Bodhisattva, which is who transformed herself as Mother Mary in your side of the fence. Okay. To assist all living beings. In Buddhism, we don't discriminate whether you're Buddhist or non-Buddhist. We'll save you all. I mean, we help you all. We convert you all. I mean, eventually. Okay, but for now, we let you be Catholics for meanwhile. Okay. I'm just all joking aside, is that in Buddhism, we taught that the Buddha taught that when you find yourself in very tough situations where you need, a lot of beings are suffering. You look at your family in danger, the Buddhists look at your family is suffering. You see the difference? Okay, for them, Catholics, for Daniel, say, oh, my family is in danger. I need to save my family. For us Buddhists, we are not horribly worried about danger, but we're looking at the suffering that our family are encountering. For example, that's similar to those kids in Texas, in Nigeria, whatever, or someone who's in danger. It's not just danger, but the fact that we're suffering. Okay, we are suffering because of the danger we face. Okay, and therefore, the Buddhist teaching is designed to help us deal with that suffering that we all endure, and that's a deeper level, below the safety, below the physical well-being of you. Does it make sense? So that's why we are taught that we only have to recite Wanyin Bodhisattva's name or some other being, higher beings who have more power and more wisdom in us, and they promise us they will come to our rescue. If we don't, then they should convert to Catholicism. And we did lose some of the losers. So the teaching is that when you're in trouble and things are so dire, and people are suffering at the extreme, that's when it's the perfect time for us to pray and ask for help. Do not ask for help before that. You understand the point here, the teaching here, is that it's not explained in that sutra, okay? But in practice, what happened is that my late father also was enamored with this teaching. So whenever he has some sort of trouble, he keeps on calling for Wan Yin constantly. Okay, he said, Wan Yin, I'm about to get a ticket from this cops here because I'm caught speeding. Help! Sounds familiar? No? And what happened is that he told me that it's what makes him believe in Buddhism. He was Catholic too himself. When he was a military governor in Vietnam, because our uncle was president in Vietnam. My uncle is my uncle. Yeah, my uncle is in Vietnam. By the way. Excuse me. And you think I was simple, huh? No. It's a lot more going on, my dear. So my late father, he converted back to Buddhism because he found out it really worked. You know, he had all kinds of responses, calling Wan Yin and so forth. And then until one day it stopped working. Like most people. So what it's meant to do is that this teaching here is that you need to single-mindedly, Daniel, you need to single-mindedly pray to your Mother Mary. Okay, then it really works. If you pray to Mother Mary because you want to win the Super Lotto, or someone annoys you a little bit, your wife snores too much, your girlfriend snores, it's not going to work because you're not sincere enough. Does it make sense? So there's a teaching here that the Buddhists fail to emphasize. Okay. The Buddhist teachers fail to elaborate it for their disciples. That's why Wan Yin Bodhisattva has been running racket. They say, no, not sincere enough. No. So she spends more time rejecting requests than doing her work. Very inefficient state of affairs for Wan Yin Bodhisattva, if you will. So anyway, so you're supposed to be sincere. Okay, so Daniel, so when you are sincere and you say, I'm suffering so much, this cannot be, my family is about to get hurt, okay, and therefore I cannot live with this, okay, and there's too much suffering for me, then call out to your Mother Mary and she'll come. She will rescue you. And same thing for us. We don't call out to Mother Mary, we call out to our own version, Wan Yin Bodhisattva, Junti Bodhisattva, and so forth. We have all sorts of manifestations from Wan Yin, okay? And when you do that single-mindedly, okay, then you get help. So what happened is that if you are in that case, instead of saying, oh, I don't know, what happened to God? God didn't come to help me. What happened to Mother Mary? She didn't come to help me. You simply ask for help and you become single-mindedly. You become single-minded, then the help comes. You just have faith in that. All right? And you get help. Okay, because our sutra says even you're faced with all the yaksha ghosts, rakshasa ghosts trying to kill you, trying to harm you, the whole army of them, you recite, and the whole group there, your family, and the whole boatload, the whole Noah's Ark load, and it's being threatened, life is in danger, and you sing, one person only have to single-mindedly call out to One Yin Bodhisattva, and the whole boat is saved. It's so cool, Daniel. We Buddhists know a lot more cool things than you guys. Go ahead, you too.
From Alex, how does one ask for help from the spirits or Buddhas with Prajna Wisdom in mind? How do I focus on Buddha without ego and without the skandhas? I feel like I'm seeking still when I go empty and then start calling for the Buddha.
Yeah, don't think too much. Don't know too much. The teaching here is that you meditate and you learn how to meditate better, and then there's some tricks up your sleeves. We're giving you some tools, giving you to help. Okay, in the case when you're not meditating. And for example, when you're driving, you have some problems, and you see your family in trouble, and meditation is not going to help you. Then we teach you to call out for help in that way. Okay, that's all. There's no need to synthesize them and say, "What do I do in this case, in that case?" One thing at a time. Okay, learn to meditate, and then that's just focus on that. And then the meditation teaches you to deal with the dusts and the defilements, okay? And that's your skill you need to develop, okay? Until your skills are developed, we also have tools to safeguard your family and the people you care, including yourself. All right? And that's a problem with synthesizing too much, because it's not, you're not quite there yet to be able to see the big picture. We're only teaching you so far because your limited exposure and your recent entry into the Buddhist world, it takes a while before you're able to understand the big picture. Okay, it's beautiful. The big picture is very well constructed. Like, for example, in this world, how on earth could anyone ever, any scholars ever could imagine that the world's actually ruled by spirits, by bodhisattvas and mountain spirits, river spirits, ocean spirits, and so forth. Okay. Yes, 7.
Thank you, Master. So in the situation we just talked about now, I think the murder is also in suffering. So my question is, when we recite the Buddha's name to ask us for help, we also pray for our family. Shall we also pray for the murder?
Do you what? Also for the murder?
Yeah. Also ask the Buddha's help to help the murder to.
The murderer?
The murder, to make sure he's not in suffering as well.
I think at that point in time, it's very hard for you to be sincere and say, let me help the murderer. You should focus on your own family first.
Oh, okay.
Does it help?
Yeah,
the point here is that you have to get into a state of single-mindedness so that One Yin Bodhisattva, the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas can hear your cry for help, your request for help clearly. Otherwise, because it's very noisy, if you will. A lot of people are asking for help constantly. Okay? And so the point, because of that noise, okay, that you need to be, it's the one that are single-minded that can get through, if you will. Okay? So if you do that, then One Yin Bodhisattva will help. Not only One Yin Bodhisattva, but Medicine Master Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, Great Strength Bodhisattva. All those beings, you ask for help, they will help you. But the trick is to be single-minded. Okay? Anything else? Okay. So being sincere, okay? Being sincere is that you really focus on this. Please help, please help. That's it. That's it. I need help. I'm suffering. I need help. That is called single-minded. Okay? That's what Chan training is about. So far, so good? Your Chan training is that when you're asking for help there, you say, I need help, I need help. And then while you're doing that, you know, your husband is freaking out, and your son is crying, and so forth. So you get distracted by all the sounds, and you see the size of, you know, someone wielding, pointing a gun at them, and so forth. And therefore, you're distracted by all these sights and sounds. Yes? And they are what? Thus. You see this? So fundamentally, it's not that easy for you to be single-minded. Okay? But it's possible. There are conditions why the people who do not have Chan training, have Buddhist training, they can still become single-minded. We understand that, okay? But it's not the purpose here of this is not in the realm of our lectures here. But for us Buddhists, you understand why in Buddhism we train you. We put a lot of emphasis on Chan training and Pure Land training and mantra and so forth. It's in order to help you be apart from the dust, the sounds, the smells of French fries, and so forth, right? Because these dusts actually are defilements to you, to your Buddha nature. And that's why when you're able to single-mindedly focus on this request for help, the exclusion of everything else that happens around you, this is when the miracles happen in Buddhism, guaranteed. By the way, so that's why we do Chan training, so that when the time comes, we can single focus. Please help Wan Yin. Please help Amitabha Buddha. Please help me get to the Pure Land. You got that? I want to go to Pure Land, Amitabha Buddha. Please help. And that's when it happens, because you're single-minded. Is that clear? So that's why this is the foundation of the Buddhist training. Become single-minded. It's not about being mindful. You understand? Being mindful is not necessarily being single-minded. When you're single-minded, then you are mindful. But when you're mindful, you're not necessarily single-minded. Any questions or comments? These are the technical details that we Mahayana people understand. Questions, comments? So when you're able to focus single-mindedly on one object, okay, your mind focuses on one object, then you are apart from all the dusts and the defilements except for that one object. Yes? That one object is still a dust, isn't it? Agree or disagree? What is that one thing, last thing, including a Wan Yin, help, Wan Yin, help? What is that? It's still a dust, isn't it? But it's only have one dust left, correct? And that's when Wan Yin comes. And that's called sincerity in Buddhism. That's how you create miracles yourself. not Wan Yin. It's you who make the miracles happen because you ask the right person for help. So that's the difference between us, that you know how to ask for help, then you can stop being a victim. Isn't that cool? You control your destiny. Yes, 5.
Thank you, Master. I think something that's very interesting is part of a problem I have is admitting that I need help. You know, we don't want to say we need help, but if we just say and ask sincerely for help, we can receive it. Sometimes our ego gets in the way of saying, you know, we think, oh, I can take care of it. I'll just work harder on something.
Yes.
But eventually, you don't get anywhere.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, thank you, Master.
But that's the theory. Why I just gave you the theory. But in practice, it's not always possible because of something called distractions, karmic retributions, obstructions, and all kinds of things. Okay? And so it's not, in practice, it's not as clear-cut as it sounds. Okay? Yeah. So there's a difference. You can read it from the lotus, the Dharma Flower Sutra, like the Venerable Abbot here says. Yeah, according to the sutra, this is what you do. So I focus on reciting Buddha's name or Wan Yin's name, but it's not always 100%. So that's why the spiritual practice will increase your odds, you will, of responses. That's all you got. Okay? Until you're Buddha, it's never 100%. Do we understand each other? I'm not trying to oversell you. This is the tools that are available to you, but it depends on your skill level. Okay? Yeah. You yourself control that. All right? So the Buddhist, this particular ocean ruling spirit here, followed the Buddhist training, and he's developed some skills, and so to the point where he's totally free from the dust and the defilement, and that's how he have the power to rule over the oceans. Next, 119. Ocean ruling spirit palaces in all waters.
普水宫殿主海神。
Whoa, 120. And this ocean ruling spirit here have many palaces in all sorts of waters, bodies. I don't know why the spirit would like to have so many palaces. I don't know. Anyone has a clue? I mean, this spirit, the form of palaces everywhere. Summer palaces, winter palaces. Huh? We see. 121. Ocean ruling spirit, auspicious jewel moon.
吉祥宝月主海神。
Okay, so this spirit here, I'd say here is Espanol. Go ahead, YouTube.
From Alta D, what if you are single-minded, focused on your Buddha nature? That's not a dust, right?
Good question. Let me check my Vietnamese annals. Anyone help me out here before when I check my Vietnamese Google? You know that Google has a secret menu in Vietnamese? Believe anything. You believe that, you believe anything I tell you. Okay, that's real wisdom. Okay, what do you do? Isn't that what? What was the question again? Huh? Alter D? Alter D always asks funky questions. He's not even at the Wei Mountain Temple.
What if you are single-minded, focused on your Buddha nature?
Okay.
That's
Wouldn't
not
that
a
work?
dust, right?
That's not a dust? It's not a dust. Is it a dust? What do you think? Huh? Our Portuguese friends who came so far away, half a world away. Huh? What do you think? Is that a dust or isn't it? Your Buddha nature. Just for Buddha nature, Buddha nature, Buddha nature. Huh? Yes?
Hello. Thank you, Master. So I think your focusing on the Buddha nature is a dust.
Why?
The Buddha nature itself, it's not a dust, but if you have a thought of it, it's a dust.
Very good. You got that all today? It's a dust because it's an object of your mind. Yes? A dust, remember, a dust is the object of your sense organs. And therefore, when you think of your Buddha nature, you focus on Buddha nature, and you're focusing on a Dharma, a construct of the mind. Buddha nature, basically, to you, sir, is just a construct. It's just a something that your mind conjures up. And therefore, it's called a Dharma. And therefore, remember, the opposite, the object of minds are called dharmas. Anything your mind conjures up is called dharma. And therefore, if you think or you focus on your Buddha nature, it's still a dust. The Buddha nature is still a dust to you. All right? Anyone else? Yes, 7.
So if we cannot use single mind to understand the Buddha's nature, then I remember there is a 大势至菩萨圆通章.
Yes.
So it's recited the Buddha name silently in the mind.
Yes.
So that could be make sure the people can be enlightened if my understanding is correct.
Yes.
But how does that happen?
How does it happen?
Yeah.
I just explained to you. I explained to you that when you recite the Buddha's name, like according to the Shrangama Sutra, in that chapter, on that chapter that the 25 sages related to us, related to Manjushri Bodhisattva, how they became enlightened, okay, how they became Buddhas. And Great Strength Bodhisattva said, what I practice is to recite the Buddha's name. Okay? And so the process, let me explain to you very briefly, is that he focused on reciting the Buddha's name. And thoughts of French fries came up. He said, nope. He ignored it. And thoughts of hunger comes up. Burgers with onions. Okay? And slices of mushrooms. Never mind. Okay. Okay. So you recite the Buddha's name, and all these errant thoughts get in between. Right? Sounds familiar? Okay. So you keep reciting until it's only one Buddha's name left. 7.
Does that mean it's not a single-minded, it's just a no-mind? What happened is just happen.
What do you mean, what happens just happens? No, it's not like that. You're interpreting. I'm describing to you the process that none of you understands.
Oh, okay.
It's not like that, the way you guys read in the sutras, in the annals of Chan meditation. I'm citing the Vietnamese channel Chan, the Vietnamese Chan annals that are in the secret recipe of the Google search. Okay, that I know where to find it. Okay, and okay. I told you, Vietnam is where it is at. So what happened is that the way you folks read it in the sutras, in the Chan papers and the Chan teachings and the Chan analects and so forth, and Confucian analects and so forth, and the Vedas, okay, the Hindus too. The way they explain those things, they're still lacking details about what really happens, okay? And that's why the Vietnamese have the best chances. Okay? Okay, we do some fundraising for Vietnamese language schools, shall we? Okay, sorry, I got distracted. So what happened is that it's not the way that Tung Shan asked, or Alex asked, or the way this guy thinks, the way she thinks, so forth. It's not like that. What's fascinating is that even the way he thinks, because what's fascinating is you guys haven't seen the process. That's why you have so much information that throws you off, of course. You say, what about this? What about the other sutra says this? What about the other sutra says so? So you have contradiction. You have distractions constantly, okay? And that's why I implore you, okay? It's not about understanding, because your understanding confuses you. Your understanding is what? A dust. Think about it. Huh? Whatever you practice, you say, but the sutra says so and so. What is that called? A dust. It's not the sutra. It's about you having a dust and letting the dust defile you. And you swear by that. Just like Daniel says, but God says so. He doesn't know that God is also. Daniel, say it. Give him a microphone. Come on, Daniel. God is also.
God is also. According to the Buddhist, dust. According to me, God.
Daniel has wisdom way beyond his ages. Correct. You see, the concept, whether you're Buddhist or Catholic, from a Chan perspective of God, is still dust. Is it clear? So that's why in order for you, Buddhists, to open wisdoms that's way beyond a Catholic, the Catholics say, God is supreme. For us Buddhists, God or even Buddhas are not supreme. Even when you recite the Buddha's name according to Great Strength Bodhisattva, by the way, okay? And there will be some point in time in the process when he says, what Buddha? Okay? So that's why single-mindedness, there's a lot more going on. But I'm at this point in time here, let me tell you about the fundamentals of this process of Buddhist training, okay? Or even the way the Catholics taught their own kinds to recite Jesus' name. And in the Catholic priests who were on that Greek island monastery on the peninsula that built on the rocks. You know that? Totally inaccessible. It's a beautiful monastery. I just look at that and say, how come we Buddhists don't have places like this? And we have palaces in various bodies of waters instead. Anyway, I got distracted. So the point here is that you go through this training here, and we guide you as you go through this process here, the Chinese wisdom, and we really owe to the Chinese, okay, is that don't believe in your understanding. Because your good no advisor trumps it all, including sutras, including Buddhas, including bodhisattvas. Ultimately, it's your good no advisor who will help you understand what this great strength bodhisattva Dharma door reciting Buddha's name really involves. It's way beyond the sutra, what the sutras can explain. Why is that? Because sutras is still dust. Is that clear? So the people say, but you're evil. How could you dare say that Buddha is dust? How dare you say that this sutra, Srangma Sutra, is dust? You see that? The Buddhists, on one hand we say sutras are from the wisest thing the Buddha says, and the Buddha is the wisest thing. On the other hand, we tell our own Vietnamese followers, they're all dust. And the old Vietnamese followers said, yeah, Rusha. I mean, Newty. You know what I mean? So that's why the Chinese have it, okay? The Chinese are the one that I'm grateful to, the Chinese teaching. He says, what you think you understand is still a defilement. How cool is that? Huh? And the only person you need to trust is the good new advisor. And as a practitioner, you'll be asked to face the many tests for you to see how much you trust your good new advisor. That's how tough it is. Questions or comments? So you see, I remind you, the final answer to your question is that it's not the way you think it is. That's the only thing I can tell you. It has many twists and turns. It's not the way he thinks, it's simple as that. Just decide one year's name. It doesn't always work like that. Okay? But it's a good theory, it's a good process. The more you do that, the more they understand. It starts first with you believing the Buddha says, the Sutra says, recite one yin's name. And you recite, and all of a sudden, like my late father recited, and then it stopped working. He said, I don't believe in Buddhism anymore, And then you research, and then eventually have to come back to it because it's the best thing possible for you. And then you learn more and more and more. Okay? Yes, 2.
A Di Đà Phật, cái niệm quan âm á, là Đức Phật dạy cho những người bình thường. Khi mà gặp nạn thì kêu như vậy. Cô gì đây? Cô dịch để cô nhỏ.
Master, so the Buddha taught us to recite Guan Yin. That is the teaching for normal people.
Đó là kinh nghiệm của tôi. Cái gì cũng kêu quan âm hết. Trong 15 năm đều được thỏa mãn hết. Cô dịch đi.
That is my experience. I call out Guan Yin for 50 years. She satisfied all of my wish.
Nhưng mà sau đó thì năm 1990 là sau 15 năm thì niệm không có công hiệu nữa. Không có đáp ứng nữa.
Until 1990. 15 years later, I call her name, no response.
It's called entrapment. It worked for 15 years and all of a sudden it stopped working.
Thành ra sau đó tôi rất là thất vọng và tôi nổi giận, tôi không có cần Quan Âm nữa. Thì tôi tuyên bố là tôi không cần Quan Thế Âm Bồ Tát nữa.
And then Because of that, I disappointed in Kuan Yin, and I think that I won't believe in Kuan Yin anymore.
Thì tôi mới nói là tôi cần một vị hòa thượng thế gian cho tôi rào tôi được thấy được. Thì tôi cần, chứ Quan Âm ở đâu tôi không biết, cho tôi không có tin nữa. Tôi không có cần, tôi cần vị hòa thượng bằng xương bằng thịt giống tôi vậy.
So I say, like, I need to see a monk, Hezang, in a physical form that I can see him, I can touch him, I will learn from him, but I won't believe in Kuan Yin anymore.
Thì ngay đêm đó tôi ngủ, tôi thấy một vị hòa thượng mà tôi nghe tiếng tôi chưa có từng biết mặt. Thì nằm mơ thấy vị hòa thượng đó. Thì Ngài mới nói với tôi là Ngài dòm rất nặng kia. Thì Ngài mới nhìn tôi, Ngài nói là
At night when I go to sleep, I in my dream. I heard about his name, but I've never met him in person.
Sau Ngài nói với tôi là Kinh Kim Cang Bát Nhã không làm mà cứ đi kêu hoài vậy. Sao không làm Kinh Kim Cang Bát Nhã nó đi kêu hoài vậy? Ngài trả lời với tôi.
And then he scolded me. He said like you have the Vasha Sutra, the Prajna Sutra. Why don't you follow that sutra? And then why you keep complaining?
Thì sau đó tôi cũng không biết Kinh Bát Nhã nói cái gì. Thì tới nay là 30 năm rồi thì tôi mới khám phá ra là cái câu đầu của Kinh Bát Nhã đó: chiếu kiến ngũ uẩn giai không, độ nhất thiết khổ ách. Và cuối cái bài Bát Nhã là kết luận, cái câu conclusion: 3 đời chư Phật áp dụng cái ngũ uẩn giai không nào thành Phật. Đó, một đại thần chú, một đại minh chú đó, làm đi, cứ kêu hỏi hoài. Thì bây giờ tôi mới được cái bài học Quan Âm dạy là cái câu introduction chiếu kiến ngũ uẩn giai không, và cái câu conclusion là 3 đời chư Phật y Bát Nhã này mà thành Phật.
And back then, I didn't know what the Prajna Sutra is about, and then it took me 30 years until now, and then I realized, like, on the first sentence of the sutra, it say the Bodhi contemplate on the five skandhas and see through all of it. And then that's how she crossed over all of the suffering. And then the conclusion of the sutra is like, it's the supreme mantra. And then the Buddha, the 3 period of time based on that teaching, based on the Prajna teaching, and then that's how they practice to become Buddha.
Isn't it wonderful technology? You got it, right? Okay. Very good. It's clear. Someone wants to repeat that in English, because we got the internet has a problem. So the translation got, it was kind of choppy. Anyone would like to repeat that? Anyone Vietnamese who has wisdom? Yeah, go ahead, Heidi. There you go. Lian, there you go. Say something. 8, 5. Show your superior Vietnamese wisdom.
I forgot what he said. I think he said that for 15 years he beat he keep recite Kuan Yin name, and he's got everything that he requests for. But then after that, it not work anymore. And one day that he dreaming that there's a monk come over and tell him that why the sutra, con không nhớ cái kinh Kim Cang là gì. The Vacha Sutra and the Prajna Sutra that why don't that?
The Heart Sutra.
Yeah.
Prajna
Sutra, and why don't you recite it and keep asking about it? And at that time he not understand what it mean. And later on he understand the beginning of the Prajna Sutra là con không biết tiếng Tàu là gì.
The five skandhas.
Oh, the five skandhas that is empty.
Mm-hmm.
And own up the Buddha in three direction and recite that and become the Buddha. Not the Buddha, but Bodhisattva, I guess.
Mm.
That's all I remember.
Very good. That's a good memory. Yeah. Go back to Chicago. God. Yeah. Liang, a sister. You from San Jose? She said, "Oh, I'm thinking about remodeling nails and glues, tiles, mirrors." Okay, it's close enough. Okay. So the point here is that there's a lot more going on that's for you to really be able to synthesize everything seriously, even like disciples of Master YongHua who's been with him, who open the wisdom, so forth, can still not synthesize Master YongHua's teaching, which is limited. Whereas the Buddha's teaching is much bigger, much broader. You see, there's a lot more going on, you think. So don't make the mistakes and trying to believe that you got it figured out. Okay, there's so much more you don't get. Okay, and that's only stupid people think they got it. Seriously, there's lots of things we don't understand, lots of things I don't understand. Okay, that's why the Chinese system, go look for a good new advisor, is the best thing that we in people in the later generations, now that Buddhism in the U.S., this is key to us. Okay, you can do the research, you can read, you can meditate and so forth, but ultimately it's part of your training is to find that teacher like you totally missed by not going to Master YongHua. Now it's too late. Okay. So anyway, the auspicious jewel moon has a jewel that is bright as the moon. 123, ocean ruling spirit, wondrous floral dragon cowl.
妙华龙记主海神。
124 has a wonderful dragon floral, dragon for cow. Cow is a thing that on top of your head, so like a bump on top of your head, you will. Okay, this is what these enlightened beings have. Okay, sometimes they have that shape like the Buddhas. What happened to Buddha? Yeah, Buddhas, they have this thing here, so they grow hair so that they cover it up. But you see a bump on the. You see that the red thing? Okay, that's a symbol of the cow they have on top of their head. Okay, but the Chinese mess it up totally. It's not that low, it should be a bit higher. It's really on top of the head. Okay, yeah, the Chinese sometimes they got it confused. But it's okay. It's okay. We help them. Yeah, Vietnamese have all the secrets. And so it has a cow there, and the cow there in the cow has a floral dragon shape, that flowers in the shape of a dragon as an adornment. It's kind of cool, okay? And somehow he decided to have that kind of cow shape. 125, ocean ruling spirit universally maintaining flavor and light.
普持光味主海神。
Okay, 126. This ocean ruling spirit, what does he do? He sustains the ocean, so he's in charge of running the ocean, making sure the ocean is doing its purpose. Okay, and this ocean ruling spirit emits a light that reaches everywhere and maintaining flavor and I don't know why lasting fragrance. I think maintaining flavor here is refers to the sea creatures. Okay, they're tasty. Okay. Okay, that's so. What's life without good food? So I deviate from the official line a little bit. It's my obsession with good food. You have your own version. I have mine. 127, ocean ruling spirit, jewel blaze of floral light.
宝焰华光主海神。
This one here, 128. This guy here, ocean ruling spirit here, it has a floral cowl again, okay? But this one here can be seen as flames, as light, but light but by fire, but the light that emits the brilliance of gems. Okay. 129, ocean ruling spirit, wondrous Vajra cow. Is it the same guy?
金刚妙计主海神。
Okay, now 130, this guy here has a cowl again. See, that's a sign that this is a bodhisattva, not just a spirit. Spirits don't get cowl. Okay. Bodhisattva is the one that has a bump on the head. Okay, the Vietnamese people who are self-centered. Let me see. They have their heads are like a dome. Anyone? From a physiognomy perspective, okay, the Asian physiognomy, if your head is shaped like this, then you're self-centered. You are number one in the world. Sounds familiar? Have seen anyone like that? Yeah? Many, right? Many people. And so that you can tell from physiognomy perspective, this is number one. But the cow is not pointed. The cow is kind of rounded. So it's like your head, and then there's a little bit of bump, like in the statues here, as symbolized by the statues. Okay? So they have the cow here that's made of Vajra. Okay? It's not floral thing, but actually the cow is indestructible. Okay? And it's a wondrous Vajra, because this Vajra is inconceivable. All right? 131. And ocean ruling spirit, thunderous sound of ocean tides.
海潮雷声主海神。
132. This is the 10th and the last representative ruling spirit of the ocean by the name of thunderous sound of ocean tides. So he creates tides that sound like thunder. Okay, so there you have it. this is what these ocean ruling spirits manifest themselves as. Okay, as in their practice, they refine their practices by these Dharma doors. Where this guy here, for example, his manifestation, his wisdom is by creating the sounds of the tides. They are thunderous. Okay, 133. These and others acted as leaders of a countless number of ocean ruling spirits.
如是等而为上首，其数无量。
Okay, 134. They are representatives of countless ocean ruling spirits. Okay, the world is incredibly complicated, if you will. 135. And thus come one's ocean of merit and virtue filled all their bodies.
悉以如来功德大海，充满其身。
136. What does it mean? What does it sound like to you? Hey. What does it sound like to you? Use your imagination. Filled all the bodies. What does it mean? No imagination? Go ahead. 5.
Master, could it mean that they're transformation beings?
Transformation beings? No, that's not the point. Anyone else? See, Filipinos have a long way to go. So close and yet so far away. You know, we here in the San Francisco Sunset District, where when you go to Asian supermarkets, you see a lot of Filipinos. There are so many of them around here, Filipinos. Lots. Yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd give you some gossip. Wei Mao.
Master, does that mean that they cultivate the merit and virtue of the Buddha?
Exactly. Okay. When you practice Buddhism, okay, you follow the Buddha's teachings in the sutras, in the annals, okay, in the scriptures. And those instructions, like reciting one Yin's name, like bowing repentances, all those, okay, and when you execute those instructions, you are creating the thus come ones, the Buddha's ocean of merit and virtue. Is that clear? And when you do that, okay, then as you act, you execute, and you cultivate these spiritual practices, actually they create all sorts of merit and virtue that comprise you, that make you as who you are. So don't be fooled by this small body of yours. You've been practicing chant for the last day or so. Okay, you're filled with the ocean of merit and virtue of the old abbot. Okay, got that? Okay, so it makes a difference because if you follow the instructions of in the Buddha's teachings, okay, in particular, you follow the instructions in the Mahayana Sutras, Mahayana teachers, you're creating boundless merit and virtue every single time. Does it help? It's really inconceivable. The mere fact you're meditating, you're crossing your legs and try to undo to get rid of the 5 dusts, the 6 dusts, and those defilements. You're generating boundless merit and virtue, if you will. I'm serious. You can't see it, that's all. But it's an incredible state. That's why I keep on telling you, but you will not believe me. You thought I was kidding. You're very special. And you wonder why I'm not passing out baskets, donation baskets, because you're too special. I know they ask for money from you. I'm not worthy. Anyway, okay, so boundless virtues fill the bodies, okay, and that's it. So these beings, these ocean ruling spirits, they created a lot of merit and virtues in their spiritual practices. That's how they became ocean ruling spirits. So the teaching, all those, the teaching point, all those prior 10 ocean ruling spirits, okay, I couldn't see the pattern. You understand? It's funny because I went through these 10 ocean ruling spirits, okay? First one is spirit manifesting true lights. So we have lights, okay? And next we have Vajra banner, which brings attention, okay? So you have a banner. So you say, I am Mahayana. I am American Jat, American way, okay? So you say, this is the Buddha Dharma. Okay? Come and challenge me, you dare. Okay? So the banner says, this is a real deal. Okay? This is our territory. Okay? So far, so good. So that's Vajra banner. This banner here is that I am representative of the accomplishment of our body. When we cultivate, our substance becomes Vajra. Okay? And you won't know until you try it out. And then you'll be sorry. Okay? We smash you into pieces because Vajra is so hard. Okay? So far, so good. So he says, I am Mahayana. I am Buddha nature. All right? And then remove from defilement. Okay? Free from dust and defilements. Okay? Now, purity. And then palaces on all water. This is the confusing thing to me. Why on earth would you build palaces? I'm so happy with Dharma treasury already. And look, it's not even filled yet. Why do I need to have more palaces or more temples? What for? You understand? So it baffles me why you do these things. So and then auspicious jewel moon. Okay. So now he emits light, okay? And then cow. The rest of them have a bunch of cows. That one even maintains the tuna flavor. Yeah, I mean, make sure that the puff fish are tasty, even if it kills you. Okay, so So I was confused. I said, what is a common thread? And finally, the sutra, the Buddha's teaching is very, very kind and compassionate. He says, all the common thread for all these ocean ruling spirits, how they became ocean ruling spirits is because the thunderous sound of ocean tides. I mean, I'm thinking of surfing in Hawaii. It's the best place for surfing. Did you know that? You Chicago people? Huh? You are into surfing? Of course, you are not into surfing. We're into surfing in California. Okay? But the best waves are in Hawaii. Okay? So anyway, so thunder sounds of the ocean tides. Okay? So finally, so the common thread of those is that they practice, they create boundless merit and virtue. That's what they do. Is it clear? Does it help? Okay, so what you're doing in your Chan practice right now, you also are creating a lot of merit and virtue by crossing your legs. Oh, I hate it, I hate this. Well, I miss home. I miss my wife. Okay, it's cold here. I only eat one meal a day, and the rest of the food is reheated. Pizza is 1 year old, and they don't reheat it properly. Okay? And what you don't realize, you are creating boundless merit and virtue. Okay? And so that if your husband calls, say, honey, what are you doing at the temple that keeps you away from home? You say, I'm creating boundless merit and virtue. All right? Believe it or not. Miguel. All right. Any questions? So you're a lot better off than you realize you will. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The merit and virtue you're creating through your spiritual practice of Mahayana is just inconceivable. Next, the water ruling spirits. Okay. 138. Moreover, there were countless water ruling spirits.
复有无量主水神。
Okay, let's see what kind of water ruling spirits they are. Okay, not just bodies of water, but water, including desalination plant in down south, San Diego. Okay, any sort of water. So specifically, they were water ruling spirit creating banners of clouds everywhere.
所谓普星云床主水神。
Okay, you know, because of water, and that's how the vapor arises from water, and that's how you create clouds in the sky. Thai, you know that, don't you? You know how clouds are formed? Okay, it's because water down here evaporates, and they collect and condense and form clouds. Okay? And then pretty soon, some more conditions happen, and that the water falls down in form of rain and snow and sleet and so forth, and hail. So far, so good? That's, you can tell Daddy that you learned more about weather forecasting. All right. So they create clouds of jewel banners everywhere. Okay. 142. Water ruling spirit sea tide cloud sound.
海潮云音主水神。
So now here they emit sea tide sounds. Okay. 144. What the ruling spirit will like cowl of wondrous colors.
妙色轮记主水神。
This we here has a cow, okay, and lion being here. It has wondrous flower colors, okay, wheel colors. So 146. What the ruling spirit whirlpools of skilled expedience.
善巧玄复主水神。
And so now this what the ruling spirit is very skilled in expedience, and they're very skilled in using skill and means to save living beings, and therefore they're so good that they are irresistible, like irresistible whirlpool. They draw you to them, okay, to goodness, to compassion, to kindness, to doing good. 148. What the ruling spirit immaculate accumulation of fragrance.
离垢香积主水神。
149. This water here is free of defilements and it's fragrant, giving it fragrance. So it becomes more fragrant, exquisitely fragrant, okay? And the fragrant is because it's free from defilements, okay? That's what happens. When you practice Buddhism, we teach you the fundamentals of purity. Purity means that you rid your mind of the three poisons: greed, anger, stupidity. And we actually detail it out for you through our precepts. So rules of morality and rules and regulations, because those are the tips for you to see your propensities on your doing evil. Your evil nature manifesting itself by liking to break precepts. Okay? And so, and when you break precepts, what happens? What happens, Tuan, when you break precepts? Just throw a name at it. It's nothing personal. What happens when you break precepts?
Hello, Master. Break precept. You have no idea, Master.
We have no idea. Anyone has an idea? Koreans. What happens when you Koreans break precepts? Go and look at each other. Chung-in Sunim, go ahead. Today the Koreans are so suspiciously silent. You know what he's going to say, right? I don't know, Master. Yes, Chung-in Sunim. Try to surprise us. What happens when Koreans break precepts?
I don't know, Master.
What took you so long? Anyone else? Any other Korean Sunims? Samuk Sunim, what have you learned so far? That the Americans know that the Koreans don't.
We create karma.
How profound. Anyone else? Wontek Sunim, Soju Sunim. What happens when you break precepts? When you break precepts, Yeah, one texting. Yeah, Billy is reminding one texting. Go ahead. Yeah, what happens? Billy is reminding one texting. Go ahead. When you break precepts, what happens? Your houses get dirtier. See, they don't know that. All right. So that's how defilements accrue, because you accumulate. You accumulate all the boo-boos you're doing, and that's how defilements pile up. And other things as well. I'm not going to tell you. We know a lot more when we let out. Okay? And if you are immaculate, okay, his spirit here say immaculate accumulated fragrance, meaning that he refines himself to be pure and pure, and in his observance of the precept, the rules, and the regulations. This is how he became a water ruling spirit. Okay? Not by building churches, not by making donations, not by doing charity work, okay? Not by being president of the Soviet Union. Is that it called the Soviet Union? No, it's something else. Okay? But it's by cleansing themselves of the greed, anger, stupidity, okay? And living with utmost virtues. Okay? What's amazing is that people of the world don't realize that is the foundation of happiness. That's the foundation of success. Never mind. Someday you understand. 150. Water ruling spirit, bridge to blessings and voice of light.
浮桥光阴主水神.
Okay, so this is 151. What is this water ruling spirit role? Okay, it acts as a bridge for living beings. Okay, to help them increase blessings. Okay, and when this water ruling spirit teaches and give you counsels, then speaks Dharma, it emits light. Okay? So, this water ruling spirit here acts as a bridge to blessings, meaning it's being around this water ruling spirit makes it easier for you to generate blessings, much easier for you. You're much more amenable to creating blessings for yourself, okay, and a lot of it, and therefore, and you enjoy doing that. That's why a bridge. So he facilitates your creation of blessings, and he encourages you by speaking a Dharma and emit light. All right. 152. Water ruling spirit, comfortable contentment.
知足自在主水神.
153. This water ruling spirits and the water, its water makes people feel content and at ease, make people feel like smiling. Okay, content. Okay, if you're content and you're at ease, okay, and you notice they don't smile. (154) What the ruling spirit, kindly sound of pure joy.
净喜善因主水神.
This water ruling spirit here, it governs over his water, and when you drink this pure water, it makes you joyful, And the water has benevolent sounds. Okay, benevolent sound. I don't know what's benevolent sound. But, okay. The benevolent sound is a sound that when you hear the sound and it inspires you to be kind and compassionate. Does it ring a bell? You forgot already? Okay. 156. Water ruling spirit, universally manifesting majestic light.
普现微光主水神。
And this ruling spirit, water ruling spirit, that emits light, that reaches everywhere and inspire respect and awe in people, in living beings, if you will. Okay? So it's important for you when you try to save living beings, you need to go everywhere. So the light here is the light of wisdom. You can go everywhere, all places, safe or unsafe places, desirable places or undesirable places. And that light there, when it reaches those places, will make people become respectful and even more, they are in awe of the Dharma that the Spirit embodies. Okay? Whether they want to inspire the Spirit, who wants to inspire you to be kind and compassionate or practice a certain kind of spiritual practices, you be respectful. All right? And water ruling spirit, roaring sound pervading seas.
吼音遍海主水神。
So this 159, this ruling spirit of the waters, his water that he rules over has a roaring sound that can be heard all over the seas. All right? 160. These, the 10 listed above, and others are the leaders whose numbers are countless.
如是等而为上首，其数无量。
161, commentary. So it's the 10 leaders among representative of the countless leaders of the water ruling spirits. 162, and they benefited all living beings, diligently saving and protecting them.
常勤救护一切众生而为利益。
So how did these spirits got there? Are they still practicing as in their role as rulers of the waters? That they are vigorous in benefiting, finding ways to benefit living beings, and in particular, protect and save living beings. Okay, so you see, water bodies can be beneficial or detrimental or dangerous to living beings, and these water ruling spirits, wherever they rule, in the areas they rule, the waters are beneficial to living beings, not harmful to them. There's no drowning, there's no tsunamis and so forth in where they rule. Okay? So to make sure that the water benefit living beings instead of harming living beings. Does it make sense? 164, next group is the fire ruling spirits. Okay, next element. Moreover, there were innumerable fire ruling spirits.
复有无数主火神。
They rule over the fire element. 167, specifically, they were fire ruling spirit, treasury of universal flames.
所谓普光焰藏主火神。
168, and this fire ruling spirit it has a very bright light that can be seen everywhere. 169, fire ruling spirit, banner of universally assembled light.
普及光床主火神。
Commentary, this fire ruling spirit has a banner like a light that universally shines everywhere. 171, fire ruling spirit, great light everywhere shining.
大光普照主火神。
172, the other one, the previous one has a light in the form of banner. This light here is just very bright light, okay, that can be seen everywhere. 173, fire ruling spirit, palaces of multitudes of wonders.
众庙宫殿主火神。
174, so this fire ruling spirit adorns palaces with countless wondrous jewels. 175, fire ruling spirit, cowl of infinite light.
无尽光际主火神。
176, commentary. This cowl here of this fire ruling spirit has infinite light, has boundless light. Okay, it keeps on shining and keeping. 177, fire ruling spirit, all kinds of blazing eyes.
种种焰眼主火神。
178, so the eyes of this fire ruling spirit, spirits have eyes as well, and the eyes as bright as seem they are emitting light from the blazes, blazing light from the eyes. 179, fire ruling spirit, palaces resembling Mount Sumru in the 10 directions.
十方宫殿如须弥山主火神。
And 180, so this fire ruling spirit here uses the fire, okay, and which to adorn the palaces and make them look like awesome and imposing, like the Mount Sumru, tallest mountain in our galaxy. 181, fire ruling spirit, awesome light of self-mastery.
微光自在主火神。
182, commentary. This fire ruling spirit became enlightened, and when you become enlightened, you experience self-mastery. Okay? What is self-mastery? What's self-mastery? This is a Mahayana concept. Self-mastery. What's that? Yes, Daniel from San Jose. Number too far, I can't see.
Hello?
Number 6 says.
Thank you. When none of the
Denada
or 6 does confuse you? When you are able to not be confused by the 6 does?
Not confused by the 6 dust. Correct. But more than that. Give me more details. Not confused. It's just, we're not confused. Okay, later. Come back, huh? Okay. Mommy's still here. Okay. What is self-mastery? What is the point of self-mastery? Not just confused. The concept is not confusion. Yes, sir. 6.
6. Also to have samadhi.
Samadhi? Okay. Also it's called samadhi. Yes. But it's more. 7.
I think it's driven by Buddha's nature.
What? Buddha nature?
Yeah, just like the...
Like a Buddha nature?
Yeah. It's
self-mastery.
Yeah.
So the Buddha says, I'm a master of myself.
No, it's something like if the person wants to do anything, right? It's not from the idea is not from the human being's mind. It's driven by Buddha's nature.
Okay, but what is it like? I mean, you use a big word called Buddha nature. I say, oh my God, what's a Buddha nature? The Buddha nature go like this? Or go like this? Huh? How does it work? You see, you use big words, and we have to explain to our new guest here. Look at her. She's sitting there patiently saying, you guys talking nonsense. Keep on talking about your nature, Buddha nature, enlightenment, and all things. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you give it to me in a way that I can understand? Anyone? Yes. 1.
Don't not be moved by other, not be moved by afflictions or by demons. Not moved.
Not be moved by affliction and what else?
Demons.
Demons.
Or, yeah.
Are you sure? Okay, think about it. When you're sure, you tell me. Yes, back there, number 4.
Thank you, Master.
You're welcome.
You recognize your own thought thinking.
You recognize your own false thinking. What is it like to recognize your own false thinking? Can you say in a way that she understands? The lady, been patiently waiting, sitting here for an hour and a half. What are you guys talking about? You recognize your own false thinking. I said, what false thinking? I'm only know of beautiful thinking. No such thing as false thinking.
You're always wondering all kind of thing in your mind, but you know what you're thinking. When that moment suddenly you recognize,
yeah, you're not off, but it's not what I'm looking for. You have to explain to me in a way that I understand right away. You say, self-mastery, this is what it means. Okay? You don't say false thinking. I ask you self-mastery, you give me another jargon, and then you end up by saying, maybe. Am I right? Wei Mao. That's not self-mastery.
Master, does that mean that person is at ease?
At ease. That's not the name of self-mastery, but it doesn't explain anything.
They gain control of themselves instead of being forced by karmic retribution.
Yeah, control of self. See, he throws another technical word, karmic retribution. And she sits there and says, will you guys stop it? Can you speak English? Yes, Miguel. Or Portuguese? 4.
Self-mastery is like whatever happens, you're okay.
Whatever happens, I like this guy. Good, he gets it. Almost there. Anyone else? Chinese people, Vietnamese people. I'm giving you Vietnamese people a free ride so far the whole evening. Now you earn it. What is self-mastery? Yes, Chinese person, 7. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to follow with that idea. I think
Miguel or the other guy? The two of them. One is Portuguese, the other is more like Chiu Chow.
The smiling one.
They're both smiling right now. I'm sorry.
The one with the orange.
Okay, the orange. Yeah, okay, the orange guy.
Thank you. Sorry for the confusion. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think no matter what happened, the person is always happy. Is always in bliss status, and always accept everything.
Accepts everything. Meaning you take pesos, you take Vietnamese money, you take rubles. Do you take rubles?
Uh,
Can I sell you some rubles? Rubles is Russian money right now. It's worth zero. Okay? Or lunar cryptocurrency. Don't take any lunar. Okay? It's from a lot of money, like $1 down to 11 cents. It lost 90% its value. It wipes out a lot of billions of rich people. YouTube, go ahead.
We have several YouTube questions.
Just one time responses. Is up. Yes, quickly.
Christopher says, Master, does self-mastery mean being able to control and overcome hindrances in your cultivation?
Tell myself, okay.
Alex says,
yes.
Self-mastery is having a perfect conscience.
Perfect conscience, I like that. But that sounds too Catholic.
And Cordelia says, self-mastery is look at your own faults and not others, illuminate inside.
Sounds too Jewish. Yes, the hand here, number one. You looked up your dictionary. She looked up a Chinese dictionary. This woman cheated. What is self-mastery? What does the dictionary say?
I think there are a few people who are just trying to say that not being afflicted, not getting afflicted, right?
Not getting afflicted. Okay, yeah. Can I explain it? Just ignore me for a moment. I'm going to ignore all of you. I'm going to just talk to our guests here, that special lady in the back. Okay. Self-mastery means unruffled. Unruffled. Meaning that no matter what happens, you are as cool as a cucumber. Is that too technical? Yeah. Cucumber. Japanese kind, Vietnamese kind, Russian, American, and so on. All kinds of cucumbers. They're all as cool. Okay? You are as cool as it gets. Huh? Hallelujah. Yeah, are you Catholic? You look Catholic to me. She said, oh, how do you recognize me? Oh, you Catholic all look the same. You dress the same way on Sundays. So what happened is that, this is so Buddhist, let me tell you, young lady. Okay, the Buddhists, we don't not impressed by Gucci, the way you dress on Sundays, or the shoes you wear, the car you drive. What impresses us is that how cool you are in the face of adversity, okay? In the face of not getting what you want, in the face of being insulted, in the face of hunger. What happened to all the hungry people? They disappear. You see, no self-mastery. They say, oh, I'm too hungry. I'm not going to the Buddha hall. I'm going to stay in my room and rest a little because I'm so tired. These people are insane. They expect me to come to the lecture when I have no energy whatsoever. I've been so hungry the last 4 days. Somehow I've been so stupid. They talked me into, starving myself to death for days on end. You see? That's not having self-mastery. Even you're hungry, you are still as cool as a cucumber. Is that clear? That's self-mastery. And that's what the Buddhists prize, by the way. They don't look for nice red Ferraris, a nice yacht, how much money you have. The Buddhists, they look at how unperturbed you are in the face of adversity, in the face of great things happening to you. Okay? For example, you've been sitting there for almost 2 hours, over 2 hours now, and your legs are hurting. You say, oh my God, my back's hurting. Okay? For backrest, I have this bench here that's made of wood that eats into my back. Sounds familiar? It's so uncomfortable. And you make a face, I don't know about this place. Meaning you have no self-mastery whatsoever. See that? When you're uncomfortable, when it's hurting, legs hurting, you're hungry and so forth, you say, I am totally unafflicted. People insult me, I'm not angry. People praises me, I like it. Don't you? But if you are self-mastery, you are not even affected by the praises. You're not affected by the praises, you're not affected by the criticism and so forth. And what's the advantage of having that? What's the advantage? Policewoman, what's the advantage? When people criticize you, and you're not afflicted, what's the advantage? 5.
To learn from
What's the advantage? Everyone.
Learn from it.
See the Koreans, they're totally unaffected. You see? What's the advantage of having self-mastery? Yes, Canadian.
Don't hurt yourself.
You don't hurt yourself. You're obsessed about self-injury. That's from depression. Anyone else? No, that's wrong. Anyone else? Yes, orange shirt. No nickname.
The advantage is that your happiness does not depend on external factors.
Your happiness does not depend on external factors. What's wrong with that statement? Chicago. Your happiness is not affected by external factors. What's wrong with that statement? Quickly. 5.
Too negative.
Too negative. Yeah, you're so negative. Anyone else? What's wrong with that statement? What orange shirt statement? Yes, one.
Happiness is also a dependency.
Happiness is you are afflicted already. You have no self-mastery. That's why you're happy. Be careful what you wish for. You say, I want to be happy, but you're afflicted. Answer from JMT. The Koreans are jumping into the game. Go ahead, Xianan. Go.
첫 번째, 공덕이 무너지지 않고요.
Sounds important.
다른 사람에게 번뇌를 주지 않는다.
Translation. Let's get the Korean translation going.
First, the merit is not destroyed, and second, will not give any affliction to others.
Very good. Speaking from experience. Okay. Go ahead. One. Help the Koreans out.
So you can stay in samadhi.
You stay in samadhi. Is she supposed to understand that? What is the matter with you guys? I told you, can you speak in layman's terms? Don't throw any Buddhist terms at me, please. Yes, amigo.
You can make a lot of money.
I like that. You make more money. Not just a lot of money, more money. Because a lot of money has a limit. You more money. Way more.
I think you get to improve more. If you're not afflicted by other things, then you can improve.
Boring. The Catholic is so boring. I can't stand it. Anyone else? He's got the idea there. That's very good. The Catholics, they keep on stealing from us. YouTube.
Let's see. Christopher L. says, the advantage of self-mastery is you're easier to achieve single-mindedness and concentration, easier to build samadhi power.
Very good, but it's still technical terms. Okay, anyone else? Okay, let me tell you. I don't know if you notice. There's one big advantage here, okay, is that wherever you are, wherever you go, okay, you're comfortable. Think about it. You know, like you go, like Catholic Daniel, he comes to our temple. He says, "This looks like a church, and they're practicing Buddhism. Are they for real? I don't know about these people." You know, so he's not comfortable. You notice that? Okay, or Toronto here. You're from Toronto, right? Toronto girl here sits next to Chicago policewoman, and she says, "What is she doing?" I don't know about these people. Is there a message here? And then Master asked the Koreans. The Korean said, and you say, what are they saying? You see, the point here is that deep down underneath in your heart, you're not comfortable. There's certain things that don't make you feel comfortable. Sitting next to people, looking at people who wear orange, and so forth. There's so many things around you that makes you feel uncomfortable. Yes or no? That makes you feel like I'm gonna go back to Nebraska in my hick country where I can talk to Warren Buffett. You know, when I go to a restaurant, I feel more comfortable in Nebraska, in Omaha, Nebraska. I'm not comfortable here. In Los Angeles, it's too loud, too noisy. You know, San Francisco is too cold. You know, and so forth. Why doesn't Master have a temple in Omaha, Nebraska, where I'm more comfortable? You know what I mean? Okay. So what happens to us? It is so subtle, folks, that you don't even pay attention anymore. You look for money, you look for sight and sound, you look for good drink, you look for wine, you look for food, you look for good music and so forth, good clothes and so forth. But you know, underneath all that is that you're seeking comfort. Yes or no? Huh? It's amazing. You keep on getting distracted by all the, the sights and sounds and the cars and the airplanes and the music and so forth. But it's agitation. You're not comfortable. Whereas these people who are enlightened, they're totally comfortable wherever they are. Wherever you put them, in an airplane, in Korean air, okay, that's all full. And the toilet is so dirty. Okay? And the old monk says, I don't know. Never again. Because I'm not comfortable. Right? Yes or no? I'd rather die than fly this airplane again. You see? So you're unhappy. We're not talking about even happiness. We're talking about that you're shaken. You're not yourself anymore. Okay? And that comfort level right there, okay, is not coming from comfort food. It's that you're totally undisturbed, unperturbed by the outside world. Why do you want to buy a nice car? I ask you, why do you buy a nice car? Hey, you, Lexus RX owner. You, yeah. Are you Lexus RX? You have a Lexus RX, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
2022?
I think so.
21.
21, I think.
21.
Last time I checked.
That one too.
Yeah, what too?
She's giggling. That's me too. See? No self-mastery. It's me always talking about me. Oh no, people like me. You see? Us. My husband drives a Toyota Corolla. We can't have that. What would our neighbors think? We drive to the temple. They all see us, young people driving a Corolla. How about you, lady? Why did you buy a Lexus? Why didn't you buy a Lexus? Why didn't you drive a Corolla?
We have one already.
And they're not very comfortable, right?
No, I really don't like it.
No, they don't want it. See?
It's really uncomfortable.
She's not comfortable in a Corolla.
No,
Don't ever give her a ride in your Corolla. You see that? So when you get a ride, you call up Uber Eats, Uber Drive to the airport. Okay, you say, I am running behind schedule. I need to get to the airport quickly. But what kind of car do you drive? Corolla? No, thank you. See the problem? You torment yourself. No one else. It's just because I own a Corolla. I don't own Corolla, by the way. I do not like Corollas. I would rather die than have a Corolla. But the point here is that or Teslas. Oh God. Apple, San Francisco, I love you. Okay. You drive a Tesla too? I think Portuguese people. Oh, good people. The point here is that you're not comfortable. That's why you do things to increase your comfort level or avoid being uncomfortable. Yes? It's so basic in all your choices throughout the day. You agree or disagree? Everything you make, every decision you make is to increase your comfort level. I don't want to talk to her. She doesn't make me feel comfortable. Okay? I don't want to sit next to him. He moves too much. And this guy, he stares at you, you know. He's so intense. And then when I meditate, I don't want to near master because he can read my mind. We heard he can read people's minds. So, you know what happened? Actually, for a while, you know, my brother, who was very against me becoming a monk, at some point in time, he says, this guy meditates all day. So they spread the word in my family that I could read minds. So you know what he did? My brothers, you know, who is so uncomfortable around me, so he says, I know you can read mind. So he asked me, what am I thinking right now? I said, I don't know. He says, damn right. It's not what I'm thinking. But I planned that thought. Okay? So when I go near you, he says, I tell myself, I'm not thinking about anything, I'm not thinking about anything, I'm not thinking about anything. That's why I said, what is he thinking? But I didn't realize it's his thoughts. But anyway, don't be scared. I lost the ability to do it already. After teaching Dharma like you and eating Xian Tong's food, you know, how can you be comfortable? But my point, folks, I know it's funny, but my point, folks, is that the Koreans, they are the king and queens of being uncomfortable. That's why they have to do what everyone else is doing. And the Koreans say, oh, that the Americans destroy themselves and criticize themselves. But you guys are so uncomfortable. That's why you have to fit in. Yes or no? Short one. See? Because you are uncomfortable. That's why you have to fit in. Have you thought about that? Because you're afraid to be criticized. Yes? And because of that fear, you're uncomfortable in everything you do. Have you thought about that? So, confess. And only Jumi agrees with me. The rest of the question, I don't know. I'm not going to touch this. But Jumi says, no wonder I don't like any of them. You see that? What's amazing, I'm trying to point out to you, is that we are so uncomfortable deep down. Who's comfortable? No one. The legs are hurting. Master criticized my driving a Corolla. You know. I'm not sure my husband will approve of me, you know, being here. Why am I sitting next to a short person? Sarah says, I'd rather be home with my daughter who's a graduate from Yale. You know, her daughter graduated from Yale. Now she came out and said, I don't like California. We are all uncomfortable. Yes, Tuan. Say something nice to your wife.
Thank you, Master.
4.
I think I feel comfortable because Master forgot mention one thing.
Yes.
I got a Prius. in between, high brush. I feel comfortable with that.
You feel comfortable in the Prius?
Yes.
It's only because you're not realizing now you brought it up. I didn't want to bring this up. Can I tell you the truth? It's going to ruin your life. Can I tell you? Are you sure you want to hear this?
Yes, Master.
You sure? Don't blame me.
Yes, Master.
Okay, blame Jung because he's not trying to stop me. Okay, now, the Prius has your Prius has a big battery underneath where you sit.
Yes, I agree.
Okay?
I do.
And that battery, okay, is a huge magnet. So far, so good? I'm very scientific because you're scientific. So I demonstrate to you scientifically that why you're so uncomfortable. Because that battery is a huge magnet. It has electrical currents, magnetic fields that go from north to south. Or is it south to north? I forgot. You tell me.
South to north.
South to north. Okay, thank you. It's been 40 years since I graduated from college. Don't look at me like that. You make me feel uncomfortable. Okay, so you have a magnetic field that goes from south to north. Okay, it goes like this. Okay, and your body also has a magnetic field. Yes or no? Yes?
Yes, we do.
And it has electrical field, magnetic field that goes as well. So the two fields, when they go into each other, get near each other, what happens? They mess each other up. In particular, your battery you're sitting on messes it with your personal body magnetic field. That's why some people who are sensitive, they sit in these electric cars, EVs, and hybrids. Look at them now. These hybrid RX, Lexus RX model. Huh? They get headaches. And you sit too long, it drains you. So I would not drive that high car very far because it drains you. It messes up your magnetic field. Short duration, okay, but not long trips. I would not. Because it really drains your energy. Okay? Have you noticed that? You cannot feel comfortable in long trips in EVs or hybrids. That's a fact. So you are not comfortable. Rest my case. Because the drive from San Jose up here is longer than 30 minutes. So by the time you got here, you're not comfortable.
I think I driving to LA bike so many times, 6 hours, but it's okay for me.
Because you're hopeless. You're constantly, internally uncomfortable already. So got to the point where the magnetic field is so messed up that it's uncomfortable. I'm kidding. Okay, it's okay. Each one of you is okay. I love hybrids. Go ahead, Wei Mao.
I don't know how to drive, but every time I get Uber, I try to get a Tesla car to pick me up because I feel so good because you don't smell the engine or the gas. And when it's 20 more minutes or 30 minutes, it just feels so good to be in a Tesla car.
You know why? Because here's what happens to you. Your body magnetic field is all screwed up. This is a very scientific explanation, I assure you. Your magnetic field is all messed up. So when you sit on a Tesla, which is pure EV, the magnetic field is very strong. It replenishes your magnetic field. That's why you became a Tesla person. Okay, I'm just joking, of course. But the point I'm trying to make is that amazingly, most people don't realize that comfort is at a deep level of your psyche, of your being, where you always are looking to be comfortable because you are not comfortable. Think about it. It's fascinating. And the Buddha wisdom says, you are not comfortable because you're confused. That's a proof that you're confused. That's why you're not comfortable. Is that clear? Listen, the people that you do not want to be near or talk to, me, yeah? Your wife. During certain times of the season. You know what I mean? You see, we are always seeking comfort because we are not comfortable. Fundamentally, we are not comfortable because we lack wisdom. Look at a short one and say, I'm not comfortable with Master talking about these things. Criticizing us Korean people who lack comfort. Look at all the Koreans. And they're sitting there and say, I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. No denying that. You see, so you're not comfortable because you have attachments. You insist on feeling comfortable, yes? You insist on not being yelled at. You like to be praised. Anyone? You like to be respected. Yes? You like more sleep. You'd rather be in China where there's COVID restrictions. See, I rest my case. So you have all these attachments, and that's what these attachments are making us feel uncomfortable. When you free of attachments, wherever you are, no matter what happens, you are thus unmoving. Master yells at you, you say, Master praises you, you say, You say, you got anything better than this? You see, so the state of self-mastery is the foundation of wisdom, a state of wisdom. Excuse me, this thing is really, keep on nagging in my chest where my phone is. 20 messages. I don't know about this. Okay, I'm going to throw this away. But it's expensive, so I'm not comfortable throwing it away yet. But I changed location. Okay, you got that? It's a fundamental need for us to be comfortable. I don't know, I'm not comfortable. I'm hungry. I need more comfort food. I'm too hungry. I'm too tired. I'm too sleepy. I need more comfort. You see, my back is not feeling right. Okay? So we are chasing after comfort 24 hours a day. Okay? Yeah. All right. So when you have wisdom, you are comfortable wherever you are, whatever you do. Wait a minute. Am I half an hour over? Thank you for reminding me. God, this is terrible. It's all the Koreans' fault. The Koreans have so many problems. It's all what I just listed. We don't have such problems, right? Only Koreans have it. Yes or no? Okay, we stop here tonight. Thank you. Thank you all.